Hello everybody and welcome to another video from PLearn. Today's video is a highly requested one that brings you the top 25 Excel shortcuts that you should know. Let's get started. Navigate in large data sets. If you have a large spreadsheet and you want to go from one point to another, just hold down your Control key and press the arrow key in the direction you want to go. To jump from one side of your data set to the bottom, use Control down arrow. To jump to the right, Control right arrow. To jump to the left, Control left arrow. Jump back up, Control up arrow. Select a range of cells. Now, if you want to jump to the bottom but select everything in between, use Control Shift down. Control Shift right arrow selects everything on the right side. AutoSum. If you're not using an Excel table and you want to add a sum to this, just click on the cell below or above your dataset. Use Alt equals sign, which automatically inputs the sum function for you, and it tries to figure out the range that you probably want to sum. If we use AutoSum here, it thinks that we want to add these two values. So, it's quite smart in trying to figure out what you want to sum. Edit a cell. Whenever you want to edit a cell, you try to double-click on it. Sometimes, you feel like it is a little bit exhausting. Well, never double-click again, just press the F2 key, the cursor will come to the end of the cell's formula. Add a new line inside a cell. To add a new line inside a cell, use Alt-Enter. First, you must be in edit mode because if you press Enter here, it just moves down one cell. To move down a line inside a cell, press Alt-Enter. Now, you can input your text, and you can adjust the formatting as you like. Enter a formula or value in all selected cells. Next, we want to enter a formula in this column here. We're first going to select all those cells and write the formula. Now, let's hit Control-Enter to fill down the formula to all the selected cells. If this is a value here, Control-Enter will also enter the same value to all those selected cells. Fill down or fill right. Now, you want to apply the formula from the above cell to the cell down here. Just press Ctrl-D. Another similar shortcut is Ctrl-R. This will apply the formula from the left cell to the selected cell. Excel Flash Fill. The next shortcut is a great one. Let's say you want to add an email address here, and you want to repeat this pattern for the next ones. In this example, it should be john.doe@gmail.com and so on. We're going to select the whole column. Then, we're going to press Ctrl-E. That's Flash Fill magic. It tries to figure out the correct pattern, based on the pattern that we gave it first. In this case, we just gave it one option, and it figured it out correctly. Sometimes, for Flash Fill to work properly, you might need to give it more sample data. Paste Special. Of course, you're familiar with Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V, but if you want to do something more special with your data when pasting, like you just want to paste as values, or you want to paste a link to the original data, then Ctrl-Alt-V is a great shortcut to remember. This is a lot quicker than right-clicking on your mouse and picking up the Paste Special dialog. Group rows and columns. If you need to group rows or columns, press Shift-Alt-right arrow. And then, you can hide or show them using this button here. To ungroup them, press Shift-Alt-left arrow. Format cells in Excel. If you want to format all of these cells, use Ctrl-Shift-down arrow to select them, then, press Ctrl-1 to go to the Format Cells options. You can now decide on your formatting, then confirm the changes. Select all data in current region. To select the entire data in the current region, click anywhere inside your dataset and press Ctrl-A. Insert default chart. Once your dataset is selected, to insert a default chart, just click Alt F1. Add and remove Excel filter. Click anywhere inside your dataset, use Ctrl-Shift-L to add a filter to this, and then you can go about using the usual filter options. For example, filter for names, then press Enter. To deactivate the filter, click inside the dataset, and hold Ctrl-Shift-L to take it away. It's a toggle, Ctrl-Shift-L puts it back, Ctrl-Shift-L takes it away. Create an Excel table. Click anywhere inside the dataset and press Ctrl-T. The table has headers, click on OK. The Design tab is activated, and you have a lot more table options. You can decide on the style you want. You can add a total row to this, summarize with a pivot table, or remove duplicates. If for some reason you want to convert this back to a range, just click on Convert to Range. Insert timestamp. Now, we want to add a timestamp to this. We're going to use the shortcut key Ctrl-semicolon. If you want to insert the exact time, add a space and use Ctrl-colon. Then, press Enter. Redo action. We want to apply some formatting to some cells in this column, and we'll just apply a yellow fill color to this cell. Now, if we also want to apply it to this cell, we can use the F4 key on the keyboard. Just hit F4, and that'll repeat our last act. So, we'll go down to the cell, hit F4 again. Generally, you can repeat the last action that you took in Excel using F4 key. Select visible cells. Next is selecting visible cells. So here, we have some rows that are hidden. If we were to select these cells and then copy and paste them, that would include the hidden rows. However, if we hold the Alt key and press the semicolon key, that will only select the visible cells. Then, we can hit Ctrl-C to copy, come down here and press Ctrl-V to paste. As you can remark, that has only pasted the visible cells. Select an entire row or column. To select an entire row, use Shift-Space. To select an entire column, use Ctrl-Space. Insert a new row or column. To insert a new row or a new column, use Ctrl+. This brings up the Insert dialog box. You can select Insert an entire row or an entire column. But because we already learned a shortcut before this, we're going to use that first. So, let's say we want to insert an entire column. We're going to select the whole column. What was the shortcut key? Ctrl-Space. Now, hold Ctrl+. That automatically adds a column without asking you if you want a row or a column. Delete a row or column. To remove an entire row or an entire column, use Ctrl-. But, if you want to avoid the dialog box, select the entire column first, and then press Ctrl-. Move a row or column. Let's say you want to drag an entire row and drop it somewhere else between row 5 and row 6. What you usually do is select the entire row, and then drag it and let it go. This is going to try to replace this data here, but we don't want it to replace it, we want to put it in between those two. So here you drag it, but while you're dragging it, you're going to hold down the Shift key, and that's going to insert it between those two rows. Hide a column or row. To hide a column, use Ctrl-0. To hide an entire row, use Ctrl-9. Check for hidden cells. When you first receive a new workbook from someone else, we recommend that you check if anything has been hidden in there or not. The shortcut key to use is Alt-semicolon. That selects the visible cells only, and this way you get a visual sign that some rows and columns have been hidden. If nothing comes up, nothing is highlighted, which means that no rows or columns have been hidden. Evaluate portions of the formula. Let's say you've got a very big formula that gives you an error, and you don't know where that error is coming from. Well, you can use the F9 key to debug the formula. All you have to do is open the formula, select and debug part by part, using F9 key until you can find the element responsible for the error. If you have some doubts about a shortcut, just select that part of the video from the description and watch it again. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for the upcoming courses. Thank you for watching.